I found this award that Twyla received for House of Hope. Tell me about it, Twyla.
Well, when my last husband, the third husband, we went to San Diego. We'd been going there in our RV every winter, and we sold the RV, so we went and rented a townhouse there, San Diego, and he became very ill. And I had him in the hospital, and I said, I didn't know what to do. So the gal said, well, I know the head of a caretaking company, I can give you his name. So the guy came out and he said, I think you need a strong young man. And so then he went and brought this black guy that was recently from Ghana. And I thought, well, at least he's a strong young man, that'll work, So
Sure.
anyway, his name was Albert. And he was extremely good, caring caretaker. He took care of Bud till he passed. And so then, not Bud, but Lee. And so then I said we were going to take him back up home, but he was too sick to go back to Northern California. So I said, Albert, we can't take Lee up there now, but I've got to go home and move down to my daughter's if you want to go with me and help me. I can't pay you caretaker's wages, but I can pay you some. And he said, I want to help Grandma. He called me Grandma. And then he said, it's not about the money. I want to help you. So he did. He was a lot of help. Mm-hmm. And he had just come over from Ghana when he was working with he'd become a nurse over there. And he had asked me, Grandma, is there some way you can help me build a care center, a medical center in my village or a hospital? I said, well, I don't have any money, but I can help get you appointments to speak at organizations that I know of and get donations is the only way I could help you. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, little did I know that I would be helping him because when I was driving back from that trip, I thought, wouldn't it be great if we could get a job for him in the area because he was living in San Diego then, and because he was kind of like family by then. And so I was at a tire store shortly after that, got to talking to a gal. I changed it. I asked her if she minded if I watched Fox News. She said, no, I love Fox News.
Okay.
So I said, oh, good. And then we got to talking. Turned out she was a friend. She knew my daughter from her church.
Okay.
And I said, do you happen to know anybody that might need a really good caretaker? She said, well, I just might. So the next day, these people called me and they asked me all kinds of questions about Albert, and I told them everything I knew. And they said, well, what does he charge? And I said, I don't know, but he's worth his weight in gold. I can promise you that. And so then they called again, more questions, and then they called again and said, could you get him up here for an interview? And it was an old man and an old lady that lived up in Palos Verdes, and they needed care, especially for the lady. And
sure.
And so I got him, and I said, I'll leave you and I'll come back and pick you up. And they said, no, stay. You can probably maybe you can add something to it, which I was able to. Mm-hmm. And when they asked him what he charged, he looked at the old man very humbly and said, what would you like to pay me, sir? And I knew right then he probably had the job.
Yeah.
And sure enough, on his way home, they called him and offered him the job. And he said, Grandma, you won't believe what they're paying me. And so he made really good money. He took care of her till she passed. And then he took care of the old man until he passed.
Okay.
And the old man said one time, Albert's just like a son to me because he didn't have any kids.
Oh.
So when the old man passed, he left all of his money to Albert. He left a lot of money.
Wow.
And so he's built his medical center, and he dedicated it to me. It's right on the door.
And this is in Ghana?
In Ghana.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. In his village in Ghana.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
And Douglas that's here now, that's like some kind of caretaker.
Okay.
He went in my stead because he had already, I had my visa, had the ticket, everything was ready to go,
Mm-hmm.
So he went in my stead, and he said, yeah, your name's on the door.
Why couldn't you go? What happened?
I got the COVID. I was real sick.
Oh, jeez.
It broke my heart. I wanted to go so bad.
Were you, I mean, gosh.
I mean, it's a 20-hour trip.
Yeah, I see.
I just wasn't able to do that yet. I had all the shots. I had the visa, everything ready to go.
Oh, gosh.
So he brought that back to me.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and in fact, he's over there now. He goes over all the time now to take care of things there. It's a hospital. They do surgery there, everything. And it's 4 hours to the nearest doctor otherwise. Or the nearest hospital or anything.
Is he in Accra? Is it in that city or?
I don't remember what the name of his village is.
Oh, it's a village. Okay, so it's not Accra
It's
then.
a village. At the dedication, he had all of the VIPs and the whole state, or whatever we call it, came.
But Albert also lives here still, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he here in
He lives here
Torrance?
with a girlfriend. He has a couple of kids.
He's in Torrance or in Palos Verdes or?
Towards LA, over that way.
Okay. Do you still talk to him a lot?
Yeah, he came when Bud was passing and everything to see us. But anyway, he was just a really good person. And so he started his own caretaking business while he was there. And he now has about 250 caretakers under him. And he has people taking care of everything for him so he can come and go. So he's got an office in Beverly Hills. He's got an office in San Diego, Coronado area. And he's got one in between somewhere.
What Albert? What's the name of his caretaker?
Caring Angels.
Caring Angels. Okay.
So that's in appreciation for me getting him that job, which then enabled him to do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And he had nothing when he worked for us. Yeah, I mean, hardly even had any clothes.
Wow. He had just arrived from Ghana.
Not very long before that, he was on a student visa. He wanted to get his RN here.
That's incredible.
And every time I would see his this old people's nephew, or like at her funeral and different things, thank you for bringing Albert to us. Thank you for bringing Albert to us. They were so grateful. Because she had been in a nursing home and they hadn't taken good care of her, and she'd fallen and hurt herself. And, you know, they were just desperate to be able to have her taken care of at home.
It's very tough to find good caretakers.
He would fix her up, really bring her to Sunday church in a wheelchair and have a little hat on and fix her up real nice and everything. And she hadn't even been going out of the house. He took her everywhere.
Wonderful.
And anyway, he made their life so great that their gratitude was, he didn't have any kids, and his nephew was married to a really rich woman, so he didn't need any money, and that was his only relative.
Yeah.
So he left it all down, about $400,000.
Oh, that's incredible.
Or more. I'm not sure how much.
Amazing. Well, I appreciate you sharing that story with me. That's amazing.